Library Search is the main search tool on the Library Gateway. You can use it to find resources in many different formats, including print and electronic books and journals, videos and audio. I'm going to search for a book called Writing for University by the author Jean Godfrey. So very simply, I enter the title and the author's name as keywords and press search. Library Search then goes off and finds every record it can that contains these keywords. Fortunately, the book I'm looking for is the second record here, Writing for University, Jean Godfrey. And you can see there are two versions. I can click on the link to see all versions, to see what the difference between these two versions is. And you can see one is the second edition. There's a 2011 and a 2016. Okay, for more information about the 2016 second edition, let's click on the link. And I can see that it's available at Collegiate Library at this number. And here I find information about the individual copies, but you can see to find out if I can actually borrow these, I need to sign in. And it's always a good idea to sign into Library Search. You get more information and more access to more resources. So click on the link to sign in. And having signed in, I can now see the details of the individual copies of this item. There's 5 copies, 4 of which show item in place, which means they'll actually be sitting on the shelf, hopefully at this number. And as you can see, there's one unfortunately lost. If none of the copies were in place on the shelf, if they're all on loan, for example, I'd have a couple of options. One would be to use this request option, which would put a hold on, meaning that the next copy that was returned would be held for me to pick up. The other option would be to find another book perhaps on the same subject. An easy way to find books on the same subject is to scroll to the bottom of this record, where you'll find this virtual browse. The virtual browse displays books that are shelved at the same or a nearby subject number to the book you've already found. And you can browse through these, and if you see anything that looks likely, simply click on the link and it will take you to the record for that book. Another option would be to do a new keyword search for your subject. Scroll up to the search box at the top of the page and enter your new search terms. My search for study skills has returned nearly 2 million results. To bring this down to a more reasonable number and more focused on what I'm actually looking for, I can use these refine options on the left of the screen. If I scroll down, you'll see there's a refinement for books and ebooks. If I click on this, you can see the results reduced to just under 5,000. If I'm only looking for print books, I can go further and scroll down to the link that says in the library. This will only return records now for books which are actually on the shelf in one of the libraries. If I want to find electronic books that I can read on computer, perhaps at home, I can deselect in the library and choose the availability option online. Then if I click on the title of one of these books, I should find a link to the electronic version from one or more sources. And I click on the link, and here I should find the full text available to read online. If you are working on an assignment, you may want to find information on the most recent research on your topic. The best way to do this is to search for journal articles. In this case, let's see what we can find on the subject of the impact of exercise and diet on health. So first I enter my keywords and press search. Library Search has returned over 250,000 results, but I can use the refine options on the left first to limit just to journal articles, and then I can use the publication date option to limit to just the last few years. Sometimes you may see an option to download a PDF of the full text of the article right from this brief display. Otherwise, click on the title and follow the link to the full text from whichever source is available.